Chief. No way I slipped up, baby. Everything's going cool here, man. Just got to finish up the elections here, man. Everything's cool. I'll be home shortly after my birthday. Yeah, I love you guys. I miss you. I hope everything's going okay. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Andy was one of the most caring people you'd ever want to meet. And in that caring, he was able to spread such joy and such happiness to people that they clamored to be around him.
We kind of had a way to live in our household, which was very simple. You try to do something nice for somebody every day, you know. And if you can do that, you've got it licked. It's a way of living.
One thing that I can recall so vividly is for his 4th birthday, he wanted a Care Bear, and he got a Happy Birthday Care Bear, and his birthday's in March. We went to church around holiday time, and they were doing a drive where they were asking for gently used toys for underprivileged children. And he took that Care Bear, which he prized, and he took it to church to give to underprivileged children. His biggest fault growing up probably is that he tormented his 2 other older brothers, and he looked so angelic all the time. We couldn't believe it was Andy that was causing the commotion, so his brothers got in trouble for it, not Andy.
We had a very bad winter storm here 3-4 years ago, and I was driving down a side street, and I'm looking, and I could swear I see Andy shoveling somebody's driveway. And I pull up in my police car. I go, Andy, what are you doing? He goes, Chief, this guy flagged me down. He's got to go to the doctor's, but there's too much snow in his driveway. He can't get his car out. So I'm making a path so he could go to the doctor's. And he took those same values that he worked with here as a police officer over in Iraq. And he made a difference for those people over there.
He had a love for the people, especially the kids, and he'd get down and give candy to the kids or give them water. He felt that those kids in 20 years, when an insurgent comes in and says, hey, go blow up the Americans, they're going to be like, why? I remember Andy and Nowacki.
We all decided we were going to exchange gifts for Christmas. You know, we were going to draw Secret Santa or whatever. Well, he drew Kurt's, and he bought him so much crap. It was ridiculous. Nothing that he needed, but just stupid stuff.
There's supposed to be a limit.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like $10 or $5, and he spent $100 and some.
But I mean, he was more excited to give me these presents than anybody would have been to receive them.
He's probably one of the most ridiculous people you'd ever meet. But at the same time, he was one of the most genuine people you'd ever meet, too.
Every time we would go out, because of how much we were mortared, you'd have to wear your gear. Helmet, flak jacket, everywhere you went.
We have the bathrobe.
Yeah, the robes.
Everyone else is going there just in a green shorts, green shirt. Here's Andy with a bathrobe.
Well, Andy went and bought a big bathrobe, and he used to put his gear on and then put the bathrobe over it.
So, you know, we went to the PX, and he bought this keyboard. It was like $85. He wanted to learn how to play the birthday song, and I remember on my birthday, they all got like this like brownie thing from the mess hall, and put some candles in. I don't know where Andy bought the candles at, but got some candles, and they're all in there singing, and he's one finger at a time trying to play the, whatever you call it, the birthday song of this piano. I mean, it was the most horrible thing you've ever heard, but it was just, he'd worked on playing that thing for so long, and he almost got it, you know. It's just the way he was.
On the piano. Woo! Bones Nowacki!
And that's how he was from the time he was a little guy up until the day that IPG took him out.
There's a few different types of Marines. Some are good in the field, some of them are good in garrison. You know, he's one of those Marines that you want to have with you because he's a joker. He was a joker, and any, you know, you could really be in a bad situation, and he'd find
a way to make everybody laugh.
Hey, Gunny.
What's up?
You talk to reporters.
Yeah.
Nowacki Action News. How you feeling today?
You need to send this to the academy.
He would be the class clown until it was time for us to go out of the wire.
He was an excellent Marine. He was up in that weapon because, you know, as amazing as he was a person to know and to get to spend time with, he knew that gun.
It's extremely dangerous. He's completely out there by himself. I mean, it's so easy to come under fire and you're a sitting duck. The difference is that he wasn't afraid to react. Not exaggerating, he was the best gunner we had.
It's one of the most unreal things you could ever imagine. I mean, you got somebody that you use as your rock and you lean on, and all of a sudden he needs to lean on you, and you can only do so much.
We're going up the highway, and they're in Security 1. Well, there's a spot where we have to go around them to block traffic. Well, just as I fly by them because I was driving, and I fly by them, get in front of them, and then next thing you know, I look in the mirror and I saw a big cloud.
I don't remember what exactly happened, but I do remember the blast because it knocked into all of us. I mean, it's shut the vehicle down right away.
As soon as it happened, they called up to us, said, keep rolling, everybody's fine. And before he ever finished saying that, he said, no, disregard Nowacki's down or whatever.
Like, it was so silent. Like, even over the radio, like, we all had these earpieces and it was just like, and I knew it was his vehicle up there that got nailed, so.
He had already lost a lot of blood, so I knew he was in bad shape.
We sat there and blocked traffic, and then that's when we ran over and pulled him out of the Humvee.
And he still had a heartbeat, and he was still breathing on his own, so I thought he was going to be okay, but I didn't.
My last memory of Andy is when I carried him to the helicopter, and I said, I'll see you later, buddy. I knew, even though he's alive when we put him on the helicopter, he wasn't going to recover. And that's a hard thing to take.
When we moved on to our destination, and when we did that, they had us all come into a room.
Just kind of looking around the room, and I knew something was going on, and he's like, hey, sorry to tell you this. And
they explained to us that he hadn't made it, that he had made it to the surgery, but that he had passed away on the table.
I mean, my knees almost buckled. You almost had 250 pounds picking up off the floor.
You've seen fight, and you've seen, we'd all been, at some point or another, we'd all been blown up, and we'd all had different things, and I mean, just a group of grown men just crying on each other's shoulders. I'll never forget that moment.
I was in my barracks room. It was a Sunday, and my mom called me. I could tell something was wrong.
And I was just like total shock because he was only a couple of weeks away from coming home. And I felt like I got punched in the chest. It was horrible.
The fact that Ace was such a good guy made it's just a horrific tragedy, like I said, a living nightmare.
I am not half the man that Ace ever was, and I never will be, because he was so brave.
She asked him why he did it, and he said, I do it because if it's my time to go, then it's my time to go. And these guys have wives and kids and all this.
Sir Capital, why are you upset?
You won't let me on the gun. You won't be up with it and be all hoggish and shit. So I get to ride back seat, hold the back seat down and pull concertina wiring.
I'm just looking out for your baby mama, that's all.
I think he liked the protection that he could provide. I will always forever take with me the fact that Andy was willing to pay that price so I could go home to my family.
And all the time I think about it, I was like, why couldn't that have been me? Why him, of all people? He had such a huge impact on the world. I was like, why?
He went because that was the right thing to do. He believed in the cause. He believed in helping children, helping the people of Iraq. He, you know, he wasn't going to back down.
Because he gave up so much, you know, for his country. I mean, there's nothing more a person can give, you know. So he should never be forgotten for that.
And he helped people in his life, and he would love to help people in his death.
Which is why the scholarship fund has become so important to us, because we don't want a year from now people to forget who Andy Nowacki was and what he stood for. It has to be a full scholarship. It has to be, they have to show financial need, but they don't have to have the best grades, because that's not what this is about. So their motivation for going into it really, really has to be from the heart, as Andy's was.
It's going to be an extension of his heart and of who he is.
The concept of giving, and if you give enough, you wind up getting something in return, even if it's peace of mind. It's there.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a lesser place right now because he's not here, but you know, if we can just give somebody else the opportunity to make the world a better place, that'd be a great thing.
Yeah, that would be his legacy right there. It's just all the people that knew him, that loved him, that are still wandering around, pretty much. It's that little piece of him, and everybody's his legacy.
Andy's not dead.
No.
I mean, there's no way. You've met him already.
If we keep Andy in our hearts, we have him forever.
Everybody says, you know, they're a patriot and they're American, but I think he defines what a real, true American citizen is. He enjoys, you know, what he got out of life. He appreciated everything, and he stood up for what he believed in.
In many ways, Andy's blessed. He blessed us when he was born, and he blessed us when he died. You know, we're twice blessed by Andy.
It's so uplifting to be around him. He was just one of those people to be around. It was always good when he was around.
Bought a scooter. Everybody else was walking around the entire base, and his little scooter with his orange vest, his helmet.
You see him grab the scooter and put his helmet on. And Andy was a big guy, and he's got this little scooter, so he's riding this thing all the way through the base, and you've got officers shaking their heads.
He needed to change the chem lights in the restrooms in Iraq. So he took his video camera with 3 or 4 friends, and they made it like a little reconnaissance thing going in and out of the thing. And then he had to give a 5-minute class on how to properly tie the string around the chem light and that kind of thing. So he's that kind of an individual where he went out of the way to put a smile on your face when he was doing something that nobody else wanted to do.